This wine tastes the same as I remember.
1.3 Zhongli, you guys
But
know what
where
it
are
is. He's
those
literally
who
one of, if
share
not the
the
best
memory?
character in the game right now. He does incredibly powerful things, damage, support, offers a very, very powerful buff with his new shield. You guys know all about that. Let's go over how you guys should be building him in 1.3 because it could be a little bit different compared to before due to the couple of changes that were added for Geo characters in particular, as well as some of the changes for Zhongli. So let's get into it right off. What are the big changes? So we had a couple big Geo changes, not even specific to Zhongli himself, but for Geo characters in general. The first one is going to be the Geo Resonance change, and this is going to play hand in hand in one of his buffs. So the first buff here, you guys know about it, Dominus Lapidus. This is an insane buff, as it now is going to create a nice little debuff for people who have the Jade Shield on. Now the Jade Shield here is going to lower element and physical resistance by 20% in a small AoE around you. This says it doesn't stack with itself, so if you're using, your Zhongli in multiplayer and you have that C2 constellation, you're not going to get 80% physical and 80% element resistance down, but this does stack with other resistance down things, so this makes him very flexible. You can pair him with physical teams, you can pair him with Geo teams, you can pair him with maybe you're using a Viridescent set to lower pyro resist. You can put him in there and lower that pyro resist by another 20%. Very strong stuff. Very, very good. On top of that, though, the thing that's going to make a lot of you guys possibly change your builds up here is partly with the other buff. So the other buff is because it is a Geo shield, the Dominus Lapidus. It has 150% effectiveness against all element as well as physical damage. So what does that mean for you guys? That means if you have like a 10k HP shield, it actually absorbs 15k HP in damage. So this allows you, for you guys out there who are building, a really HP Sands, HP Goblet, HP Circulate, HP, and all these things, you can tone that down and introduce crit chance, crit damage, and have a very nice tanky shield still, just as good as before, but now your Zhongli is going to be doing even more damage. And on top of that, there's something else that he got access to, which is going to be the buff to Dominance of Earth. So before it gave Planet Befall 33% HP scaling, now his normal attacks and charge attacks get some HP scaling, as well as Dominus Lapidus. So introduce crit chance, crit damage to your builds. You can do a lot of cool stuff out there. So this Zhongli, as you can see, and the thing that you're going to be taking away from this is how I have him built, is the all-rounder. I'm called the all-rounder build. It's very, very, very good, I'm sure, as you guys have seen. And he's not even done yet, right? His talents aren't fully leveled up. He's not like C6. He doesn't have the extra +3 or anything like that. This is just your basic boy here. And I haven't leveled up his normal attack yet, which also can make him a very decent and even stronger main carry, but we'll get into that weapon in a bit here. So for the artifact set here, I'm using the all-rounder support damage build. So we're using 2-piece Archaic Petra, 2-piece Noblesse. This gives you extra Geo damage for all the Geo damage that he's doing, his burst, his E, the explosion, the pillar damage. All of that's going to be adding up now, especially because they all scale with your HP. That's cool as well. So you have attack as well as HP scaling, and they can all crit and scale for crit damage. Fantastic. And then you have the 2-piece Noblesse here for 20% more damage on his big elemental burst attack. In addition to that, though, the subsets that we're kind of looking at here, as you can see, crit chance, crit damage, all of that good stuff. So we have a crit damage circlet, more on that later, with a little bit of crit chance and some attack. Geo damage goblet here, attack percent Sands, and as you can see, we're getting some HP percent substats in this build, crit hit rate as well, and then a little bit of crit damage from time to time, HP substat there, looking pretty nice and spicy there. So all in all, his stats in this build are going to be, he's got 55 crit rate and 130 crit damage. He also is going to obtain 90% Geo damage bonus, because remember, his scaling stat for leveling him up with his Ascensions is Geo damage bonus. So you get Geo damage bonus on his character, Geo damage bonus from the 2-piece Petra, and then Geo damage bonus from his Geo Goblet, and you're looking pretty spicy here with this character. So that's how I have him built, the all-rounder, and he's pretty good. He's not max level yet, and he's going to be breaking 26k HP. He's going to be giving them nice tanky shields, and that shield's going to have that 150% effectiveness, so you don't really need to have like a 40,000 HP Zhongli to have huge shields for your team. This is going to give you just enough, and he's going to allow you to do that big burst damage. So weapon selection for him, my 2 favorite weapons for him right now are weapons that give critical hit chance, or crit rate, as you guys like to keep telling me down in the comment section. That comes from another game. Excuse me, okay? But crit rate here, Primordial Jade Wind Spear, love it for the crit rate there, and then also the attack percent, right? You can use that there. The other option for a crit rate weapon that's a polearm here is the Deathmatch. That one's very nice for a build just like this. Get your crit rate on your weapons, get that crit damage circlet there. You can be doing some very nice things. Now, you don't have to go and stick with that crit rate weapon if you don't have them. If you don't have the Deathmatch, you don't want to buy the Battle Pass. There are other options for you. Now, there's the 2 crit rate weapons, and then there's going to be some other alternatives for you here. Now, if you did pick up this weapon, you have the access to the Vortex Vanquisher. That's an attack percent weapon, 5-star, obviously, guys, but it is pretty good. I don't like it as much as either the Deathmatch or the Primordial Jade Wind Spear. It's just harder to build around. You need that extra crit chance. That way you can get some HP, attack percent in your substats and get that crit damage circlet, as well as get that geo damage and attack percent sand. So very strong alternative for him there. Now, the other weapon that you guys can be looking at is the Favonius Lance, the energy recharge weapons, right? You could have the Skyward Polearm in here as well. The energy recharge weapons are going to help you fill that elemental burst up faster. That being said, his elemental burst is not that hard to fill up, guys. It's really not. It comes up pretty much all the time, and we have a 10% energy recharge there for you, right? If you run him in a double geo team, you'll be getting particles from possibly your other geo character, whether it's Ningguang or Albedo, or even the main character there. You're not going to get very many particles from Noelle, though, so keep that in mind. But his elemental burst, right, it only has that 40 energy cost, so it's very easy to fill up, and it does have a 12-second cooldown. You can get that 40 energy up pretty easy there. But the energy recharge weapons are a possibility for you, maybe if you use them in single target situations. And then lastly, but not leastly, is leastly a word? We have the Crescent Pike. Now, this is going to be a very powerful weapon for him as well with the Superconduct team. A lot of people out there were using him this way. It's one of the best ways to use him before. Crescent Pike, fast attack speed, get in there, do bonus damage, build him physical goblet, so get that crit chance in your substats for your artifacts there, get some attack percent in your substats for your artifacts there. You're probably gonna have to wear a crit chance circlet main stat for this build because you have the physical damage here. You don't have a crit chance weapon, but this is gonna be very, very good. Be generating particles left and right, and then on top of that, Superconduct, put him in a Superconduct team to boost the damage of his autos, as well as the Crescent Pike procs. You're also gonna have his physical reduction on his shield too, so that makes him even better than before in a physical Superconduct based team, and he can even be the main carry. If you like him for his nice auto attacks, nothing really comes close to the Crescent Pike. It's absolutely bonkers bananas, especially if you have it at a high refinement rank. Team composition, I mean, really, what is there to say? Pick a geo character that's your favorite and throw him in there. You like, you know, Noelle? Throw her in there. You like Albedo? Throw him in there. Ningguang? Throw her in there. You a main character fan? Where are they at? This one's Animo, but throw them in there, right? Pick anyone that you want. I personally am using a triple Geo and Bennett team right now, as you guys have been seeing, and it's fantastic fun out there. Throw down Zhongli's ult during Bennett's ult. It's a match made in heaven, friends. Very strong, especially because both their durations and cooldowns line up pretty similarly. You can almost always throw down Zhongli's ult inside Bennett's ult for that extra bonus attack, and you're gonna be doing a lot of damage that way with a properly built Zhongli, while giving your team supportive aspects as well. So he's an incredibly flexible character in Genshin, and one of the best characters in 1.3, like we said at the start of the video. And you guys have probably seen the honorary Geo Bennett in the team before, right? This is my favorite team to run right now. If you have access to it, give it a try. Level your characters up. It's pretty good fun. We're gonna use this, I guess, charge up our ults back, because everyone's favorite floor is indeed this floor, where your ultimates just drain forever. 100k, that's not bad considering we didn't have max stacks yet. His burst isn't maxed out, and he's not level 90 yet, so pretty decent. You know, no extra bonus damage, just big Bennett. And like I said, we have that 10% energy recharge, and we're still ready to rock and roll. He's ready to go. You know, he's ready to go. We're gonna drop this here, maybe hit a little Bennett ult here, no problem. Okay, well, I want to just, can I please? Can I? I love this floor. You guys like this floor as much as I do? I think you might like it a little bit more than me, actually. It's kind of my favorite floor in Genshin Impact. I hate this floor so much, man. I go to swap into a character, and it's just like, sorry, sir. That can't be allowed. I'm sorry. You're not allowed to use the elemental burst to me. He's dead. We did it. I hate this floor. Fun times, always talking about all of the good stuff in Genshin. We always have the math behind the scenes. Sometimes we show it, but it bores you guys to death with the spreadsheets. So always know that we're mathing everything out beforehand, so we get that good factual based information on the channel. And we've been doing that for the entire time. And a lot of you guys out there have been taking that information, that knowledge, and taking it to the next level so you can have the most fun with the characters that you want to have fun with in Genshin. Until then, guys, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.